Good evening, I'm Paula Toti.
And I'm Kyle Linskeep. A bombshell hitting local politics in Cincinnati today as President Trump pardons former Cincinnati City Councilman PG Sittenfeld.
Local 12 learned this morning of the pardon and immediately sent David Winter out to find reaction and to find out how this may have come about. David, what are you learning?
Well, I have learned never to be surprised when it comes to politics and the law. At first glance, you wouldn't think a local city councilman would be on President Trump's radar for a pardon, let alone a progressive Democrat. But when you look closer, it tracks.
It's a good day to be PG Sittenfeld.
Well, as I say, it's better to be lucky than good.
Former Cincinnati City Councilman Steve Gooden, who worked closely with Sittenfeld, says that he was not surprised to see President Trump pardon him. Neither was the former U.S. attorney who prosecuted Sittenfeld.
If anyone's surprised, I think the taxpayers in the Southern District of Ohio should be surprised, and if they would join me, they would be disheartened. We have to work with integrity. We work with excellence, and it seemed like all that was just pushed aside, and that's the sad part of this story.
The FBI arrested Sittenfeld in 2020. He was accused of taking $40,000 in campaign contributions in exchange for his assistance with a development project downtown. A jury convicted him of bribery and attempted extortion. Sittenfeld served 4.5 months of a 16-month sentence before he was released pending his appeal. Take a look at the lead attorney on Sittenfeld's appeals. Yakov Roth with the law offices of Jones Day, the same man just appointed to the Civil Division of the Trump Justice Department. Federal law professor Ken Katkin says the fact that Sittenfeld is a progressive Democrat likely had little to do with the Trump administration's decision to pardon him.
President Trump had already pardoned Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who was a Democrat. President Trump had already stopped the prosecution against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who was a Democrat. So I think the Trump administration's general skepticism about public corruption laws and public corruption prosecutions is much bigger and more central to their viewpoint than whether the individuals happen to be Democrats or Republicans.
Katkin also points to the fact that Trump ditched the decades-old Public Integrity Unit that used to score pardon applications based on merit. In its place, he hired Ed Martin to make pardon decisions.
He would have been making it on grounds that have to do with advancing the Trump administration's agendas in one way or another. And the agenda here, I think, is to walk back the use of public corruption law.
Now that Sittenfeld is no longer a felon, we asked Gooden about the likelihood that Sittenfeld runs for office again.
I understand he's still got quite a bit of money in his accounts. But based upon his public comments, I don't think he has any interest in that.
But Cincinnati's vice mayor may not agree. She says, with this legal matter behind him, PG is now able to get back to work in some way for the people of Cincinnati. I did leave messages for Sittenfeld, and I swung by his home earlier today, but was told that he would not be commenting.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and click subscribe to get notifications and stay in the know.